In the unforgiving glare of the spotlight, where every flaw is magnified and every change scrutinized, the line between evolution and erasure can become perilously thin. We celebrate the icons, the legends, the faces that defined an era, but do we ever truly see the person behind the persona? This is a story about the relentless pressure to remain timeless in a world that never stops changing, and the profound, often irreversible choices made in the pursuit of an impossible ideal. Goldie Hawn has long been regarded as America's sunshine girl. The radiant spirit illuminated Hollywood for more than 5 decades, making her debut in the late 1960s with a bubbly personality, iconic blonde hair, and a contagious laugh. She became a well-known figure almost instantly. From the comedy classic Private Benjamin to hit movies like Overboard and The First Wives Club, Goldie represented ageless youth freedom and enjoyment. But as time went on, that same persona became both her greatest advantage and her heaviest cross to bear. Admired for her beaming smile and vivid eyes, Goldie confronted the relentless pressure countless women in Hollywood faced the demand to remain eternally young. By the early 2000s, her physical appearance started to attract notice. Observers pointed out fuller cheeks, plumper lips, and unusually smooth skin, igniting speculation about Botox fillers and potential facelifts. While Goldie has never acknowledged every rumored procedure she has conceded to trying Botox in the past, although she maintains a preference for a more natural aging process. Detractors claim that certain cosmetic alterations have diminished her signature expressiveness, resulting in a tighter, less recognizable appearance around her eyes and mouth. The public's reactions have been varied. Admirers commend her lasting happiness and charm, whereas others regret that excessive cosmetic work has made her appear different from the Goldie they recall. Nevertheless, throughout it all, she stays unapologetic, emphasizing that her genuine beauty secrets are health meditation and a positive outlook. Goldie Hawn's path illustrates both the appeal and the dangers of Hollywood's fixation on youth. She might not look precisely like the vibrant young celebrity America initially adored, but her essence, warmth, and inner light are still beautifully preserved. Janice Dickinson frequently refers to herself as the planet's inaugural supermodel, and with valid justification. In the decades of the 1970s and 80s, she reimagined the essence of being a model. With her arresting features, unabashed self-assurance, and intense demeanor, Janice held sway over catwalks and the front pages of Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and numerous other publications. At her zenith, she personified innate beauty, glowing skin, prominent cheekbones, and an unforced elegance that mesmerized a whole generation. However akin to many in the entertainment industry, Janice contended with the unyielding demand to preserve her youth. Over the years, she candidly welcomed cosmetic procedures, breast enhancements, facelifts, Botox, and lip fillers. Initially, the alterations were understated. Nevertheless, successive operations progressively altered the contours of her face, rendering it more taut, augmented, and considerably less authentic than in the past. As forthright as ever, Janice has discussed her operations, openly confessing she has tried everything, and at times, laments taking it too far. She has characterized cosmetic surgery as simultaneously empowering and habit-forming a snare that is difficult to break free from once the pursuit of flawlessness begins. By the turn of the millennium, gossip magazines often cited her as one of Hollywood's most severe instances of plastic surgery mishaps, displaying comparative photos that underscored her metamorphosis. In 2016, Janice confronted another struggle, a breast cancer diagnosis. she has shared how the medical treatment, in conjunction with years of cosmetic alterations, compelled her to reevaluate her views on beauty and the aging process. Nowadays, she claims to have reduced her cosmetic interventions, concentrating more on well-being and equilibrium than on perpetual youthfulness. Today, Janice Dickinson is as audacious, candid, and unapologetic as ever, continuing to model and defy conventions. Her life story serves as both a cautionary tale and a confirmation, a multifaceted narrative of self-empowerment exposure and the steep price of striving for perfection in a society fixated on youth. Sylvester Stallone forged his career and his legacy through tenacity, brawn, and unwavering resolve. As the leading man of Rocky and Rambo, his rugged appearance and sculpted physique became integral to his cinematic persona. Stallone was not merely an action star, he was the personification of raw masculinity during the late 1970s and 1980s, a man whose countenance conveyed tales of hardship, perseverance, and triumph. Yet as time progressed, the strenuous physical requirements of his action roles combined with Hollywood's fixation on perpetual youth appeared to steer Stallone toward cosmetic procedures. By the start of the 2000s, admirers began to observe subtle yet unmistakable alterations. A smoother complexion, elevated brows, and plumper cheeks. His jawline seemed more defined, prompting conjecture about facelifts, Botox, and dermal fillers. Responses were varied. Some commended him for sustaining a commanding screen presence well into his 60s and 70s. Others believed the rugged charm that once made him approachable as Rocky Balboa had been diminished, replaced by something somewhat artificial. The time-worn texture that had once signified authenticity seemed to be polished away. Stallone has infrequently addressed the speculation directly, although he has conceded to undergoing minor corrective surgeries. Early in his life, he had an operation to repair facial nerve damage resulting from complications at birth, the very characteristic that led to his indistinct speech and signature crooked smile. Beyond that, he has remained largely silent, permitting gossip magazines and fans to speculate. Today, at over 75, Stallone carries on working tirelessly, headlining films and television projects with the same motivation that characterized his youth. Nevertheless, his transformation is a reminder that even the most formidable action heroes are not immune to the demands of aging in the public eye, and that in attempting to protect their legacy, they sometimes alter the very appearance of it. Farrah Abraham initially gained prominence in 2009 as one of MTV's emerging personalities on 16 and Pregnant and later Teen Mom. With her candid nature and attention-grabbing disputes, she rapidly transformed into one of reality television's most discussed personalities. In addition to her celebrity status, Farrah embarked on several entrepreneurial endeavors and presently started to explore aesthetic alterations at a youthful age. Her initial surgeries were comparatively minor, including a breast enhancement, a nose job, and a chin implant, all of which she candidly addressed in interviews. Farrah stated that these modifications elevated her self-esteem and assisted her in feeling more alluring on screen. However, as time passed, her aesthetic transformation intensified significantly, frequently being showcased openly on social media platforms and in gossip magazines. She had numerous breast operations, lip-plumping cheek enhancements, and various facial refinements. In 2015, Farrah broadcasted in real time a lip implant operation that had catastrophic results. Her lips inflated to a shocking size, necessitating a visit to the emergency room. The startling pictures spread rapidly online, solidifying the event as one of reality television's most notorious aesthetic blunders. Farrah's continually evolving look has sparked perpetual discussion. Proponents contend she is fully entitled to modify her appearance, whereas detractors assert she has exceeded reasonable limits, forfeiting the innate attractiveness that once rendered her approachable. Farrah herself has stated that cosmetic surgery constitutes a method of personal articulation, although she concedes not all operations have yielded the intended results. In addition to facial procedures, she is also speculated to have had body sculpting and gluteal enhancement, additionally altering her physique. Today, Farrah remains a divisive personality, a warning story in the realm of reality television, serving as a reminder to audiences of the facility with which the quest for flawlessness can become an extremely visible example of overindulgence. Amanda Lepore is one of the most iconic figures in New York's nightlife and fashion circles, not due to a natural appearance, but because she has dedicated decades to painstakingly building an image that defies every traditional concept of beauty. Born in 1967 in New Jersey, Amanda underwent a gender transition during her teenage years and started exploring cosmetic surgery at a young age, seeking what she termed the pinnacle of feminine perfection. Her metamorphosis started with gender reassignment surgery, succeeded by breast enhancements that fashioned her pronounced hourglass silhouette. Over time, she received several rhinoplasties, brow lifts, and facial fillers to shape her facial characteristics. Most notably, she augmented her lips to attain her iconic living doll pout, an appearance that became both her hallmark and her enduring contribution. During the 1990s and 2000s, Amanda persisted in stretching the limits of physical alteration. Cheek implants, numerous facelifts, and advanced dermatological procedures resulted in her alluring, yet decidedly synthetic look. To some observers, she is an animate work of performance art, an audacious statement of self-invention. To other people, her drastic procedures act as a warning story about overindulgence. Amanda herself has never concealed her decisions. She has candidly characterized her surgeries as fundamental to her persona and public image. At one point, stating she desired an appearance that was a hybrid of Marilyn Monroe and an inflatable doll. According to her own account, she achieved her goal. Although her transformation had a price resulting in a visage many consider one of the most radical in celebrity circles. Amanda leveraged that appearance into influence. As a source of inspiration for photographer David LaChapelle and an emblem of the New York club scene, she remains a prominent personality in the continuous dialogue concerning beauty, personal articulation, and the prerogative to modify one's own physique. Linda Evangelista was among the most renowned supermodels of the late 1980s and 1990s. An ageless visage adorning innumerable magazine covers and striding the catwalks for the globe's most esteemed designers. Well known for once declaring she wouldn't rise for less than $10,000 a day, Linda personified allure, self-assurance, and flawlessness. Her distinct features and protean capacity for transformation established her as a symbol of fashion's heyday. However, in the mid-2010s, her existence took a tragic direction. Aspiring to preserve her looks with a non-surgical treatment, she had several sessions of cool sculpting, a cryolipolysis procedure promoted as a secure substitute for liposuction. In place of enhancement, the outcome was disastrous. Linda experienced a seldom-seen complication called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia PAH, in which targeted fat cells expand instead of diminishing. Her previously defined face and jawline became disfigured and firm nodules developed in regions she had wished to make sleeker. Numerous remedial operations ensued, but the harm was found to be permanent. For almost 5 years, Evangelista retreated from the public sphere, concealing herself from cameras and shunning the limelight that once cherished her. In 2021, she ended her silence on Instagram, bravely disclosing her ailment and clarifying her prolonged departure from the fashion world. Her candor ignited a worldwide dialogue regarding the concealed dangers of aesthetic treatments and the tremendous strain women encounter to maintain their youth. Linda subsequently initiated and resolved a legal action against the corporation responsible for cool sculpting, alleging she was never sufficiently informed about PAH. In the time that has passed, she has recovered her voice, participating in interviews and photo shoots that honor her resilience instead of her changed appearance. Currently, Linda Evangelista serves as both a fashion icon and a precautionary story. A notification that beauty, regardless of how meticulously sought, is accompanied by hazards, and that genuine value can never be determined by an image in a looking glass. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more fascinating stories. See you in the next video.